Hey, how's everybody doing today? Hope you're doing great. Folks, accidents happen. And something happened a few weeks ago that just kind of made my heart sink. I had an accident. I had an accident with my Cantini Sonic MIDI violin. I was actually preparing to do a video shoot of the Viper and the NS electric violin, and was actually planning to have the Sonic MIDI violin as a part of that shoot. It's a friendly shootout between those two instruments. You can check it out on my video channel. And my Sonic was sitting on a chair, and I was just kind of setting up gear, and I inadvertently knocked my violin off the chair, and it fell on a carpeted floor in my studio, and the bridge cracked. And this is a pretty sophisticated bridge, and it's a MIDI pickup system, and a big crack right under the C string right here. And very disappointing, as you can imagine. I was just having a really bad day. And these things happen, right? This is part of life. So today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to change the broken bridge on my Sonic Cantini MIDI violin and put a brand new bridge that just arrived. And here it is. It's in this box, the shipping box from Cantini themselves. I was very impressed with the service of Carlo Cantini. I emailed him right away and told him what had happened. He offered to give me a brand new bridge for free if I paid for shipping and handling, which was really nice. And it arrived very quickly, only 4 days from Italy, right to my door here in Guelph, Ontario, Canada. So I was very impressed by that service. Thank you so much, Carlo Cantini, for doing that. And so today we're going to do a bridge reveal. We're going to take it out of the shipping case, a bit of a reveal, and we're going to put that new bridge and replace the broken bridge. So stick around. Hope you enjoy this video. Check out all my other videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Please click a thumbs up to this video if you've not done so already. And thanks again for dropping in. Let's get right through to the change of the Cantini bridge. Awesome. So step one of this little project is to loosen off the strings. Fairly easy to do. The Cantini just has regular pegs like most violins do. So I'm just going to loosen each of these strings off. And as I loosen each string, I'm just going to unhook it from the fine tuner system, the clip on the fine tuner. I'm just going to let it go loose. Should go fairly quickly here. I did originally think of just leaving the strings on and just loosening them, pulling to the side, but I think they might get in the way when I try to put the new MIDI bridge on, so I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to just take the tailpiece off while I'm at it. Good time to clean your instrument if you want to do that. And I'm going to just, rather than take the bridge off now, I'm going to unpack the new bridge that just got shipped to me by Cantini. I noticed that the printing, the writing faces forward. The old bridge has adjustments, little feet adjustments to adjust the height. So I'm going to try to copy that exact height on the new bridge so that there's no surprises, so it's as close as possible. Just put the violin down for now. Now the new bridge came in a really nice sized box. I opened the top just to speed the process up, but wrapped up very nicely in bubble wrap. We've got a lot of packaging here to keep it safe. Cantini did a great job of shipping this. As I said, came in only 4 days from Italy to Canada. And it looks like it's also sealed in a plastic bag, so that's good to protect it from moisture. And then it's in another rubber container with an elastic. And here's the new bridge. I want to make sure that the new bridge is got the 5 strings, 3, 4, 5, and it does. So that's good. There we go. And I can see that it's just got basically 5 pins on the bridge that will just plug in. This should just be literally pull off the old bridge, plug in the new bridge sort of operation. I like that. Pretty easy. So now we'll take off the old bridge, and I want to gently just lift it, and I see that there's actually a cable that pulls out of the body of the instrument. Looks like the body of the instrument is hollow under there, and it's got a shrink wrapped connector. I'm just going to gently pull that out. Really important not to turn that around, because I imagine that would reverse everything. So I'm going to just be very careful. So here's the Cantini bridge close up, the one that's broken. You can see the crack right here, and with any kind of tension that just completely comes loose. It's actually a stress crack right where the screw goes into the bridge. It's fairly weak there. So be careful if you drop your Cantini on the bridge. This is what's going to happen quite easily. Now I'm going to take the new bridge and I'm going to try to match identically the height. What I noticed right away about the new bridge is that the printing is different. It's larger, so I'm wondering if this is the next generation, a new generation bridge. You know, he keeps upgrading all his components. This might be the next generation bridge. Maybe it tracks better, I don't know. We'll find out. And I'm going to just basically eye by eye adjust the height. It's got these little tightening screws on it that adjust the height of the bridge. So I'm going to literally match them to make the heights identical. Interesting, because the feet are a different height as well. So I'm just eyeing this honestly, and I guess we could just we could make adjustments on the instrument. Might be easier to do that anyway. So I'll just put the old bridge over here for now and make sure that we plug the new bridge in with the lettering facing out towards the pegs. You want to be very careful how you plug this in, because these are quite fragile pins, and yeah, looks like it's in there nice and tight. And there we go. There's our new bridge. So I'm going to do probably the C string first, then the E string next, and then the inner strings after, just to kind of give a little bit of foundation. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to rethread the strings on the pegs so they're on there nicely. They've all loosened off, so they need to be redone anyway. Of course, the tail piece needs to be put back on first, obviously. And then we'll just clip this back on. Try to hold a little bit of tension, gently tightening while we hold a little bit of tension here on the string, and then just very gently put the C just up to a tiny bit of tension. I wouldn't tighten it much at first until you get the other side on, the E string. Okay, so next is going to be the E string. So Something I want to mention about the Cantini MIDI violin is it takes steel strings. The tracking system works magnetically, and therefore it needs steel strings for the pickup system to work. You know, I have conflicting thoughts about that, honestly. It'd be nice if it could take other kinds of strings, like gut strings or other kinds, synthetic. But that's the way it works, and you know, it sounds great. It's just a little bit limiting that way. I see there's a little slot for that string to sit. So as I tighten that E, it's going to counterbalance the tension that you have on the C. And I think as you start tightening these strings, you'll start to see what the string height is at, and then you can adjust the feet as you go. And that's what I'm going to do. So I did the C, the E, the G, now I'm going to do the A. And I'm not tightening the strings up all the way. I'm just very gently kind of going just to a tiny bit of tension, just so that I can get the strings positioned in generally the right spot, and then we'll slowly do full tension after we get. This peg's a little stiff. I'm having a little bit of trouble with this peg. Mind you, it is a little bit humid today here in Canada, and so the violin's got more moisture in it. Therefore, it's sticking a little bit more. The ebony pegs against, I imagine this is maple, this instrument. And then the final peg, this is the D string. Hopefully this will go easier than the A string just went, because that A was a little tricky. And it was easier, a lot easier, this one. So there you go, there's the rough fitting of the new bridge and the strings. And the strings are just kind of fairly loose, loosely tightened. The reason why I'm doing that is I want to adjust the height of this bridge to get the strings just right before I totally tighten up the strings themselves. And I like my strings fairly low. It seems like the E string at this point is fairly low. If I make it too low, it's going to buzz at the nut. So I'm going to just kind of do some little tweaks to this. It seems like the C is a little high maybe, so I'm going to tighten it, lower it a bit. But overall, a very easy process. So I'm going to try to just bring this right up to pitch here. Going old school with an old tuning fork, an A tuning fork. I'm not sure how many people even know what that is, but all you traditional old school violin players will know what I'm doing here, but I know the latest is, you know, an app on your phone or an electronic tuner, but you know, even though I'm an app guy and into technology, I also love the history and the journey we've been on in violin invention. And I think we need to continue to embrace innovation while we keep the beauty of the history of the violin. Pretty cool that Cantini lives in Italy, and that is also the birthplace of the violin. That Stradivarius and all the other Guarnerius, Amati, you know, in parts of Italy, that was the birthplace of the violin. I'm just noticing as I tightened, the bridge on the Cantini started to fall forward. So I'm going to have to make an adjustment here to that. That's an important thing to fix, and I wasn't noticing that happening as I tightened it. So I've just done a quick adjustment, and now it's nice and straight. Be good to do that, because as you're creating tension this way, tightening the strings, the bridge is going to do that, just like a wooden bridge. In fact, I think it did it more than a wooden bridge, because you're going really steel against steel. I'm not really sure what these pickups are. Very interesting pickup system, by the way. The step system like that on the Cantini is unique to the instrument. So I encourage you to check out the Cantini MIDI violins. I actually have 2 generations of this instrument. I have the Sonic one that I just replaced the bridge on, and I have an older model, it got tucked under here. This is the Cantini X Avon 2, and it's pretty cool. It drives, both of these instruments drive the Roland GR55 guitar synth. Let me just see if I can hold this up here. So both of these instruments drive the GR55. I actually did a demo of this instrument a few years back, and I'll put a link of that. It was actually a comparison between the X Avon 2, the MIDI violin, and my Ned Steinberger CR 5-string. I did a direct comparison between the two. And that video link will be right up here if you look for it right now. And I've also done a demo on my new Sonic MIDI violin that I just replaced the bridge on. And I'll put that demo here. It's a demo of Amazing Grace that I did, where I completely created all the sounds you hear on the Sonic, and done on my looper, through my pedal board, and through the GR55 guitar synthesizer. I have a lot of things to say about MIDI technology, and I'm going to do a video soon on a few of my thoughts. I really think MIDI violin technology still has a long ways to go, and I have some frustrations and some things I want to talk about. I really think, as a violin community who are interested in seeing innovations move forward, I really think that we need to continue to encourage the innovators and the inventors to see how we can move things forward in a better way, in a much more progressive way, in a way that will be better for those who are creating their art on these instruments. It's definitely worth exploring, and I'm excited to be a part of that journey. So there you go. A big thank you to Carlo Cantini for his innovations in electric and MIDI violin. It's just really awesome. And thank you, brother, for continuing to invent the way you are. And again, I want to thank all of you for dropping in. Stay tuned for many more performance videos, reviews of my instruments, my pedal board, and all other things electric violin. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video. and also subscribe to my band channel. I have a band, it's the Trevor Band, and you'll see that link to subscribe to that channel as well on this video. Thanks again, all the best.